Welcome back, this is Dreddeus with another episode in the Portland Snowhawks franchise. Seeing as how we are in week 16, we still have quite some way to go. We want to do a rebuild of this team, and we also have to acknowledge that Madden 23 is going to be released next week, and to be honest, I can't really wait until it's released because I'm looking forward to getting my hands on it and starting a new franchise. I haven't yet decided on the team. I'm still a bit torn between the Texans, the Eagles, and the Falcons. Of course, the Seattle Seahawks are also an option. But yeah, more about that when Madden 23 comes out. For the moment, I was thinking about what to do with the Snowhawks franchise. I really enjoyed the franchise, and I didn't just want to let it loose, which is why what I'm going to be doing is I will be changing the format. I will be having one episode is one season plus an off season, and we will be moving along with the rebuild. So for now, what I will be doing is I will be simming towards the end of the season, towards the playoffs, and then we will see where we stand, and then we're just going to move ahead towards wherever we end up in the playoffs. All right, so the regular season has ended now. We are not in the playoffs. That is actually not really that much of a surprise, given how our performance really tanked towards the second half of the season. We finished the season 6-8. I hardly think that is surprising, especially when looking at the way our offense was performing. It was absolutely dragging down everybody else. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit tricky. What we will be doing now is we will be moving ahead towards the off-season directly past the Super Bowl, and then we will head straight into the first part of rebuilding this team. Okay, so we are now in staff week. We're gonna look at the season recap, and the Jacksonville Jaguars have beaten the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quite decisively, actually. Josh Allen, right outside linebacker, was the Super Bowl MVP. Overall MVP was Tom Brady, hardly surprising. I think he led the team to the Super Bowl. But then again, Urban Meyer, Coach of the Year, as always. I don't know what it is, if it's the playbook or what exactly is happening there inside of Madden, but Urban Meyer is a god in Madden. Looking at the offensive players, Tom Brady, defensive player George Karlaftis for the Chiefs. Super happy about this one, actually. I used him in my LA Rams franchise, and he was an absolute beast there. So I even went up to Superstar X Factor. Absolutely beautiful. Offensive rookie Charles Murphy and defensive rookie Randy Snell. It's time to look at the player negotiations. Let's see who will stay with us and who will leave the team. I've decided that I will be deciding very harshly, and I will only be keeping players that are really bringing a lot to the team. So James Alridge will not be staying. Carson Wentz will of course not be staying. Kelvin Harmon, wide receiver, will not be staying. I don't think that he has that much to bring to the team. And a 71 rated wide receiver, I think we can find something similar in free agency. Wes Schweitzer will not be staying. Casey Toohill will not be staying. Sam Howell, as much as I like him, I don't think he's worth this price, so I will be letting him go, and we will be looking elsewhere. Cole Turner, I think, did really well, so I do want to keep him around. We're going to give him a super long deal, and that should work, actually. All right, so he chooses free agency. That's that. Troy Apke at a free safety will not be playing for us anymore. Damon Arnett, cornerback, 26 years old. I do think that he would be a good addition. We're going to hit him with a 4-year deal, improve the salary a little bit, but I think he's a solid choice to stick with us. Lamarcus Joyner, we brought him in at free safety as a band-aid, and that was always clear, so we will not be renewing the contract. Ty Johnson at halfback. Actually, why not? As a backup, I think he is serviceable. He's quite cheap, so let's keep him. Troy Anderson, a mid linebacker. Don't think that will keep him. Anthony Jennings, we won't be keeping him. Keith Ismail and Tyler Larson. Everybody's a no, and we are just trying to create cap space as much as we can to move ahead with the rebuild of the Portland Snowhawks. Looking at the mock draft number 3, I can see that we might run into a problem because we want a new quarterback. We need a new quarterback. We will be picking at number 4. The question is, can we move up even higher? Because I think that we should be going for Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. Those are the 2 players that I really I want to add one of these 2 players to the squad. I'd even go as far and say Bryce Young would be even better, looking at his skills and everything else around him. So we might go ahead and try and trade up a little bit. The mock draft has changed, of course, because first off, the teams went for other players and the quarterbacks went a little bit later, which would have enabled us to go for Bryce Young or even later CJ Stroud. In the first mock draft, it was similar. These 2 went in 3rd and 4th spot. But now mock draft 3, I'm beginning to question a little bit if we shouldn't try to move up to at least 3rd spot and hope that the quarterbacks don't go in spots number 1 and 2. All right, we have traded up. We traded at the 4th pick and a 5th round pick for the 3rd overall pick. We just need a new quarterback for this rebuild to even make any sense. Okay, so we have handed out contract deals for the following players. We're handing a deal to Kareem Hunt. It's a super low ball deal, but if he takes it, then we're gonna be happily taking him, of course. We're signing Rodney Hudson, or at least we're offering Rodney Hudson a deal for 1 year. Just want to have him as a solid center for the offensive line. Jake Bailey, a new punter, is in order, I think. Juan Thornhill would really be an improvement at free safety. Rodrigo Blankenship, a new kicker, would do us quite well, I think. Tight end Foster Moreau would add to the depth at the tight end position. And then we've got Dylan Autry, who we are offering a deal over 7 years. I think he's a good future prospect. He has a startup trade. He does have interesting overalls and would be a very good backup. So yeah, I do think that these make sense. Out of the top 100 players, there's Denzel Ward, who I don't really need in the cornerback room at the moment. We've got Brandon Brooks, but we are quite well set with Quinn Minards there. Aaron Rodgers is there, but he's super expensive, even if I just pick him up for 1 year. I don't want to do that. We've got Tony Pollard, Rodney Hudson, as we know, Mecole Hardman, Devin Bush, so quite a few quality players, but I think we're set for the most part. All I want to do is add a little bit more depth, improve certain positions, and then make the big signings in the draft. All right, first things first, we signed a new kicker, a new punter, a new center. We didn't sign a new free safety, which sucks a little bit, but we'll address that as we move along. And we signed a new wide receiver, so that is good. We're going to be taking a look at the college pro day results. Did change the order a little bit. Bryce Young is now the overall #1 pick. Would have loved to get him, but I doubt he'll be still available at the 3rd. Will Anderson Jr. is a fantastic right outside linebacker. CJ Stroud, Ryan Bracey, everybody in here is quality. Michael Meyer, for those watching the LA Rams franchise, will know that he's my absolute MVP. Such a great player. And yeah, he just gets so good so quickly. So absolutely great. But I doubt that I will be going for him. What does the mock draft say? It is, yeah, it's CJ Stroud still sitting at third. Brian Bracey did go up. Jackson Smith and Jigba did go up. Bijan Robinson went up. BJ Ojolari went up. So quite a few changes, but the top three stayed the same. And yeah, I just think that Bryce Young will be out of our reach. CJ Stroud isn't a bad pick though, because he is a scheme fit and would improve our quarterback troubles quite significantly. Basically everything we do will be positive for us. Let's take a look at the free agent offers that are still open. All right, we've got Kareem Hunt, who received massive deals by the Bucks, by the Dolphins, and the Jacks. So we're gonna move back here. And Foster Moreau is still in the mix here. Yeah, we're gonna leave that as it is. Apart from that, are there any other players? Well, we still have Aaron Rodgers, who didn't receive one single offer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and drag him down. Worst case is we get a quality quarterback straight out of the books. 41 points. That's still super expensive. It's 12.9 mil is the impact at the moment. Let's go down with the salary a little bit. Let's go down with the signing bonus a little bit. That's 0 points. That's what I was fearing. Doubt we'll be getting him. We have, who's this? Darrell Henderson Jr., who the Rams seemingly let go only to re-sign him now. That is an interesting move to make. Sean Murphy Bunting, Will Lutz, Mitch Morris, Jordan Poyer. Who do we have on offer at quarterback? We've got Dan Jones, Carson Wentz, Colin Kaepernick as always, Marcus Mariota, Gardner Minshew, Jimmy G, Taylor Heineke, Mitch Trubisky, Jacoby Brissett, Kyle Trask, Nick Mullins, Mason Rudolph, Kyle Allen. We're now deep into the backup journeyman category of quarterbacks. Ryan Finley, John Wolford, Chris Treveler, and so on and so forth. And these players, I mean, yeah, we all know Nick Foles from the Eagles heroics, but everybody of these players is instantly replaceable by a draft pick, to be honest. So yeah, nobody here actually that I'm really interested in signing. There's no high depth trades either, so yeah, not going to be doing that. We are going to be handing out private workouts. We're going to select Bryce Young, we're going to select CJ Stroud, and we are going to select, wow, where's the other QB? He dropped, Spencer Rattler dropped quite a fair bit. I think we have the 29 pick overall, so who would be in our reach there? Jordan Battle, Byron Young, Noah Sewell, I know him from the LA Rams franchise. He actually was pretty good there. I'm gonna go with Byron Young. I think a new D-tackle prospect could help us ease the tension there. All right, so we have Foster Moreau, who accepts our offer, and we now have two tight ends, not super high quality ones, but we have two solid tight ends. Let's take a look at the final mock draft. All right, I think things have solidified here, and we are set to select CJ Stroud, unless the Texans go for him. I do hope they don't do that. Apart from that, I don't think anything much has changed down here. Is our D-tackle still available? Where did he go? I dropped out of the 30 actually, because we go again at 29. I would love to get someone like Noah Sewell in, or maybe some other player. Byron Young actually went up to the 23rd spot. Looks to be pretty good actually. Not the quickest, but solid in other categories. All right, I think we've done everything that we need to do regarding the draft. The free agents, a recap, just a quick look who went where. Let's see, so Denzel Ward joined the Falcons, Kareem Hunt went to the Bucks, Brandon Brooks joined the Bears, Tony Pollard also with the Falcons, McCole Hartman with the Patriots, Devin Bush with the Cardinals, Lavonte David also the Bucks, Darrell Henderson the Jets, alright, that's interesting, Sean Murphy Bunting the Cardinals, Rashad Fenton Cowboys, Juan Thornhill, who I would have liked to bring into the mix because he wasn't that expensive to be honest, but he would have been such an improvement over Bobby McCain. But yeah, no chance in getting him. So before we start with the draft, let's take a quick look at our key positions that we want to fill. The first and utmost importance, of course, is the quarterback. We simply have no one there. I'm looking for a first-round quarterback and then for backup QBs out of the lower picks. I don't know, fourth-round pick or something like, or maybe even a free agent, just a backup, cheap backup to give us a little bit more solidity there. Apart from that, I think we are set at most positions. We don't have super high depth, but we're not stretching ourselves. Tight end, of course, is another position where we need to improve a little bit. We have two solid ones. I think Noah Gray and Foster Moreau are both pretty good, but they are not super high quality. So if we could improve that, that would be great, I think. Looking at defense, there's no real issue apart from the free safety. We could do something here. This is Manny Boston, but he's a cornerback. We could change him to free safety, sort of solve that problem there. Unless we get a good free safety, maybe with the 29 pick. So I will be focusing first round. I will be focusing on quarterback, tight end, and free safety, and get as much talent into the squad as we can. And with that said, let us head into the draft. First overall pick goes to the Seattle Seahawks. Who will they pick? And they go for Bryce Young. That is no surprise. We knew that was going to happen, but this is going to be exciting. Who will the Texans be going for? And as predicted, they go for Will Anderson Jr., right outside linebacker out of Alabama. And now it is our time to pick. And we, of course, will be going with CJ Stroud as our new franchise QB. So let's bring him in. He's got a hidden depth trait. Throw power is super high. We're going to be doing a whole draft recap later on anyways. But for the moment, I'm happy that we brought in CJ Stroud as our new franchise QB. Let us continue ahead. Fourth pick, Brian Breesy, D-tackle out of Clemson, goes to the Jets. Next up, BJ Ojulari, left edge out of LSU to the Titans. Jackson Smith and Jigba goes to the Lions. He's at Ohio State. Next one, Carolina Panthers go with Bijan Robinson. No, sorry, wrong way around. The Carolina Panthers go with Keishon Boutte, a wide receiver. And we're now at the 9th. Let's go look who number 10 is going to be. Meyer goes to the Raiders. That sucks a little bit. And Elias Ricks, a quarterback out of Alabama, goes to the Lions again. All right, let's skip ahead to our next user pick. All right, so let's see. Who do we have on offer? We've got Malachi Moore, who is available. We've got Jordan Battle, who's available. And do we have a tight end? That would be interesting. Sam Laporte. Yeah, I'm not really gonna go for him. Who is Malachi Moore and what does he look like? He's out of Alabama. He looks to be super solid, very quick. The jump is good. The three-cone drill was okay as well. We can convert him to free safety if we want to do that, but let's take a look at Jordan Battle as well. Super fast. Bench press, not as great. Vertical jump, broad jump. 3-cone drill was very quick, so he seems to be very fast, which is good for a free safety. Speed, agility, acceleration are good. Let's take a look at Malachi Moore again. Same thing more or less, but strength is way better. I think I'm gonna go with Malachi Moore. There we go. Hidden depth trait, acceleration, agility, change of direction, jumping, speed are high, strength not as much. We will be switching him over to free safety so that we solve our problem at that position. All right, we're on the board. Second round, pick 8. Who do we go for? Is there anybody that we simply cannot ignore here? Did anybody drop down a little bit maybe? Peter Skoronski, Broderick Jones. I'd like to go for a tight end or a wide receiver. What about Aeneas Smith here? Nope, doesn't look too convincing. What about Parker Washington? He doesn't look too bad. College Pro Day, he did drop quite a bit. The combine result was good for speed, but then the bench press, the reps. No. John Michael Schmitz at center. Do we go for him as a backup? At left outside linebacker, we only have one active player, so we need one more. At left tackle, we need one more. At left guard, we need one more. Who do we have here? What about Jaleel Billingsley? What does he look like? Great. He actually looks pretty good. So let's go with Jaleel Billingsley here for our tight end draft pick. And with that, we've actually solved all of our picks. Okay, so let's do a quick draft recap here. I have to say that I'm super happy with the draft actually. Taking a look at the overalls, we are starting at a not too bad of a position. There's hardly any big surprises in there, to be honest, but I wasn't expecting that. I was looking for prospects for the future. One of those certainly is Ohio State product CJ Stroud, who will be my starting QB from the get-go. Just look at that throw power. Awareness needs to improve, that's quite clear, but already very well rounded and certainly a quarterback for the future. By the way, he's 21, a rookie, and he has the same overall as Carson Wentz had last year as a 30-year-old, so let's just leave it at that. Malachi Moore, strong safety, is a hidden depth trait rookie, 20 years old, high speed, acceleration, hit power, very, very high. What I will be doing is we'll be editing him to be a free safety straight away, taking you along the journey here, just so you can see that I'm not going to do any funny business. There we go. Just going to change his position. Now we solved our free safety problem. His overalls didn't change much. Jaleel Billingsley is another rookie, a hidden depth trait, 72 overall. He's going to be our tight end, our starting tight end actually. I will be putting him in the top 1 spot. Will McDonald, left edge backup. Not much more than that, but he has such good attributes to build upon. and I'm really looking forward to improving him even further. Broderick Jones, I know him from the LA Rams franchise, so that's maybe a little bit of cheating, but I used him as a left tackle backup there, and that worked super well. He goes up into the 70s. BJ Williamson, 21-year-old rookie out of LA Tech, normal depth trade, 62 overall, strong safety. He's nothing more than a back, but he has the potential to get better. Amari Gaynor, left outside linebacker, a rookie, 70 overall, normal depth trade. He's going to be a backup for the moment, but we will be looking to improve him, of course. Javian Cohen is a rookie out of Alabama, 21 years old, normal depth trade, 69 overall, high strength, lead block, run block power, a good backup guard, and not much more is what I drafted him for. Xavier Hutchinson was on the board super long as a wide receiver. He's actually from the first round. He was just moving down and down. I don't really know why. He has a normal depth trait, so maybe that's the reason, but I like his speed, acceleration, and he's quite well rounded. What we need to improve is his route running, of course, and the release, but apart from that, he's starting from a pretty good spot actually. Anthony Richardson is going to be the backup quarterback, straight out of the block, high throw power, short accuracy, throw and run, play action are okay-ish, but apart from that, he's nothing more than the backup to CJ Stroud. I didn't want to go for an older quarterback or bring in another one because usually they're not that much better and more expensive. So this is why I went with Anthony Richardson. And finally, we picked John Emery Jr., running back. He's going to be a backup as well, but already looking pretty nice. Looking at the core attributes, of course, stiff arm, juke move, spin moves, change of direction, need improvement, but everything else is there, so kind of looking good. And he's a scheme fit as well, so I'm happy about that. In a choice in the 5th round. If you're wondering, we traded one of the 3rd round picks. I think it was the 31st pick in the 3rd round. We traded that for a 4th rounder and a 5th rounder, if I remember it correctly, because there was just nobody on the board that high that I really needed, so I simply traded down. Something that I'm doing is I will be setting the weekly training to automatic because if I sim the season, I will be losing a lot of that. The same thing goes for injury management, preseason cut days, contract negotiations, scout college players. We're going to put that on auto as well, and league advancement. All right, I think that should work now. All right, so we are in preseason in the first week. And what I will be doing now is I will be upgrading the players in bulk. There we go. This is going to be the method for the future in these episodes. I will be spending the staff points at the beginning of the season now. Let's take a quick look. I think we completed almost everything for Ron Rivera. Yeah, this looks good. The offensive coordinator will come second, but first we're going to go for the defensive coordinator, and we're going to complete the first tree. Going to be focusing on the second tree in this season, and with that we have completed everything in regards to staff and staff points. What we'll do now is, of course, we will adjust the lineup. That is always important. The offensive line I will leave as it is. Of course, we can see Rodney Hudson is here with an 86 overall. We'll give Matt Hennessy time to develop behind him. That is positive. We have Broderick Jones as the backup here. Apart from that, I see no changes. Foster Moreau is there, of course. We're going to put Jaleel Billingsley at the #1 spot, since he will have a higher depth trait and is also a little bit higher in the overalls. Looking at the wide receivers, Dennis Autry, I will be moving him up because I think that he deserves to be a little bit higher in regards to his depth trait. Dyami Brown, Jahan Dotson, all right, that works for me. CJ Stroud is here. Anthony Richardson. And on defense, I expect no surprises. There's just one. We're going to put Malachi Moore above Bobby McCain. and Caden Stearns. We're going to leave it at that for the moment. Every other position is pretty well set, to be honest. We do have some depth here in regards to backup players. Don't think it's necessary to start fixing these things straight away because our starting players are fit and are there. What about special teams? We've got Jake Bailey and Rodrigo Blankenship as the punter and the kicker. That was super important. And apart from that, I do think we are done. I will be ending the episode now because this is basically the start of the next episode. I hope you like the new format. We will be seeing the future of the Portland Snowhawks step by step, but still at a quicker pace. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop me a like and subscribe. That helps me so much, means so much to me. And as always, thank you for watching and see you next time.